What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. Guys, this is an exciting time in Splinterlands. We have SPS staking live. We had a town hall earlier today going into a lot more detail. I'll get my 5 biggest takeaways out when I can, but I just wanted to walk through what the major changes were. And again, be patient with me because I'm still learning a lot of this myself, but most of it seems relatively straightforward. Again, if you're a newer player to the game, hopefully this will be helpful for you. But just the caveat that this is only my second or third time looking at it, right? What I mean by that is I've just been playing around with it for the past, 20 minutes or so, and now I wanted to just cover it here and give initial thoughts on what I think is good. Maybe there's some things that could use improvement, but let's go ahead and just dive right in. You can see here that the main change was in this top right screen. You can see now that the multiplier is shown very nicely there. You get a boost, and you can see here that I'm getting a 12.17 boost, which is awesome considering that before I was getting a 10x boost. But there is a caveat here, and it's going to be when you go into the manage page. What you'll end up seeing is that part of that 12.17 is actually my guild bonus. So if you want to see your staked SPS modifier, you're going to have to click into manage and then see where you're at. And you'll see that I'm still above 10, which is great. SPS has been one of my strengths, or holding SPS has been one of my strengths. So 10.59x is where my multiplier is at. I'm getting slightly more, feels good. And then of course the guild is getting added onto that. So I don't know what this looks like if you have everything maxed out, the 13.3 plus, I think it's like a 20% guild bonus. But either way, it feels good to be earning, or at least not lose out to my earnings. Now, if we go into the rent page here, you'll see that you can set up a bid. Now, I am not trying to set up any bids right now, but we'll go and check out the market in a second. But if you wanted to, it's just the amount of SPS you need, what you're going to pay with, which would be DEC or credits, the price per DEC, in terms of DEC per SPS per day, and then if you want to split that into multiple bids, because keep in mind, people can't fill partial bids, so you'll see what some of the strategy is overall that people have been using. So if we just back out of here, we will get into the marketplace, and you will see that right now the going rate is roughly 0.007 DEC per SPS. Granted, there's not as many high level or high amounts, right? You can see 2,500 is probably the highest amount, and then of course it's sorted by the price that people are willing to pay. So it drops down to 0.006 DEC. Now I don't know what the APR is. We'll see where things shake out. I didn't want to calculate it right now because we've seen this slowly going up over time as people are realizing the demand for it. So we'll see where that shakes out, and if we get to some kind of equilibrium, we can add that on to the SPS staking APR. And I'm sure actually one of the other sites will do it, right? Peak Monsters or Splinter Cards. But overall, it's pretty straightforward. Again, the one thing that I don't like about this is if you do lend your SPS out, you have to manually take that delegation back in. And so I'm not lending anything out right now, but I'd be able to see all of the outgoing transactions. And then after 7 days, there would be a little thing here where I can just say like, return my delegation, or rescind my delegation, and I wouldn't be able to do that until we've hit the 7-day mark. Now, the last thing, just as part of like this initial thoughts that I want to go over is the last couple of battles that I've played here. So you can see here, and just so that people know, I played 2 of them, and my bot played 1. My bot played this one. I won 1 and lost 1. All right, so for whatever it's worth, but that's where I'm at. What I wanted to show you is when I won. Okay, and this is going to be important. When I won, I'm going to skip to the results here, and you can see that the RP earned now includes the SPS boost, which at that time was 10.52x, right, or increase of 10.52x. So I got at least what I was getting before, plus a little extra, right? The 0.52 is something that I wasn't getting before, so I got a little bit higher in terms of rewards. Now, not to call out these accounts specifically, but let's go to the Dave Kugler account here. When I go to skip to results, I don't know how much SPS they're staking, but you can see that beating me in Modern Diamond 2, they're getting like less than a third of what I received. And when you check out the SPS boost, it's at 3.29. All right. So 3.29 for Dave Kugler. And then let me just go to the other one and share that with you as well. So you can see here, this is 0.2 SPS versus the 1.8 that I got. And you can see this person is just getting a 1x boost. So what does that mean overall? Well, this account clearly doesn't have enough SPS. It's playing in Diamond. But the major thing here is I think people need to be patient, right? Yes, you're earning a little bit more now, but I actually think if you are at or above the 10x multiplier in whatever league you're in, you'll be able to earn more very, very soon. Why? Because of the fact that the reward pools need time to replenish. If Albrecht and Dave Kugler are each playing 24 games a day and winning half of them or whatever their win rate is, and now they're only dipping in at 10% or 30%, right, for Dave's account, the 3.29x, if they're only dipping in at those amounts, then the reward pool should actually grow bigger over time. So we're going to need to give it a couple of days here, maybe even a week, because I know the reward pool is based on like I think it's a 7-day or like a weekly average. Again, don't quote me on that, but the fact is we're going to need to give time to the reward pool to grow. Or let's say if the reward pool doesn't grow, what would be the reason? Well, it's because Dave, Albrecht, all these other accounts that don't have the SPS that they need right now are going to go out and either buy or rent the SPS. So either way, this is, to me, this is really good. And Darkest told me that I could share this with you guys. I literally just got off the phone with him a little while ago, but he wanted me to share with you guys that this has already had the intended effect simply because Darkest Night went out and bought like another, 50 or 60,000 SPS in order to top up his account and start increasing his multiplier. So I'm sure he's not the only one. We're seeing a lot of activity in the rental market. And keep in mind, this has only been live for a couple of hours. So let's see how things play out over the next 24, 48, 72 hours. And of course, I think by next week or by the end of the season, let's say, it'll be a really, really interesting place for SPS in terms of overall utility and how the rest of the market shakes out. Because there's now a whole new market. There's a whole new line where you don't need to go and buy the SPS. You can just go rent it. And so I'm very curious to see what that looks like from a liquidity demand, supply demand standpoint. But that's all I have for you guys right now. Just wanted to keep it short and sweet, my initial thoughts. But let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Have an amazing rest of your day. Take care.